Tonight, you're going to flip a switch without even thinking about it. Light floods the room instantly. But for basically all of human history, that switch didn't exist. When the sun went down, the world just went black. Not dim black, black like you couldn't see your own hand in front of your face. For over 300,000 years, every single one of your ancestors spent roughly half their life in near total darkness. No candles, not for most of that time. Just fire, stars, and whatever light they could keep burning. So what were they actually doing during all those hours? Turns out, the answer completely rewrites what we think we know about sleep, storytelling, and honestly, what it means to be human. Let's start with fire, because none of this works without it. The earliest solid evidence of controlled fire dates back roughly 1 million years, found in Wonderwort Cave in South Africa. But fire didn't just keep people warm. It completely restructured how humans lived. Before fire, our ancestors were basically like every other primate. Sun goes down, you find shelter, you go still. Moving at night meant becoming dinner. Human eyes are genuinely terrible in the dark compared to the predators hunting us, leopards, hyenas, wolves. They could see fine. We couldn't have fire flipped that equation overnight. Literally. A campfire creates roughly a 30-foot circle of safety. Predators stayed out. Step outside that circle at night, and your odds get a lot worse, something anthropologists have actually documented in modern hunter-gatherer groups even today. But here's the part people don't talk about: fire didn't just protect people. It gave humans something they'd never had: extra hours. Before fire, your useful day ended at sunset, 12 hours max in summer, sometimes as few as 8 in winter. Fire added 2 to 4 extra usable hours to every single day. And over thousands of generations, those extra hours changed our entire species. In 2014, anthropologist Polly Wiesner spent years recording conversations among the Jew/Hoansi Bushmen of the Kalahari, one of the last groups living close to that original human rhythm. What she found was wild. During the day, about 80% of their conversations were purely practical: hunting logistics, plant locations, negotiations. Work talk. But at night, around the fire, everything shifted. At night, 81% of conversations were stories, myths, jokes, tales from distant places. Wiesner argued this is literally where human culture was born. The fire was the original theater, the original classroom. It's where we learned to imagine things that didn't exist yet. It's where we became us. But there's something else that happened at night, something science only rediscovered in the last 30 years. You were not built to sleep the way you sleep right now. In 2001, historian Roger Rickert spent 16 years digging through historical records, prayer books, court documents, diaries, even lines in Homer's Odyssey, and found the same phrase over and over: first sleep and second sleep. Before the industrial age, humans didn't sleep in one solid block. They went to bed shortly after sunset, slept about 4 hours, woke up, stayed awake for 1 to 2 hours in the middle of the night, then slept another 4 hours until dawn. This wasn't insomnia. This was completely normal for basically all of human history, and here's the part that really messes with your head: historians had been reading these references for centuries and kept mistranslating first sleep into something else entirely, because they couldn't even conceive of humans sleeping any differently than we do now. The assumption was so deeply baked in that translators literally altered ancient Greek and medieval Latin texts to fit modern sleep patterns. Then, in 1992, a researcher at the National Institute of Mental Health ran an experiment, stripped a group of volunteers of all artificial light for a month, giving them 14 hours of darkness a night, just like pre-fire humans would have had. Within weeks, every single participant fell into the exact same rhythm: 4 hours of sleep, a stretch of quiet wakefulness, then 4 more hours of sleep. Nobody told them to do this. Their bodies just remembered, and during that wakeful window, their brains were pumping out elevated prolactin, the same hormone released during meditation. They described it as peaceful, reflective, almost meditative. Not a sleep gap. An entirely separate state of consciousness most of us have never experienced. So what killed it? Light. Simple as that. Street lamps in the 1600s, cheaper candles, gas lamps in the 1800s, then Edison's light bulb in 1879. Within a generation, 300,000 years of night as humans knew it just gone. Even the word curfew comes from the French couvre-feu, literally cover fire. Bells would ring at night telling people to put out their fires. Not for safety. Because the night was supposed to be dark. In most of history, being outside after dark without a lantern was flat out illegal. We conquered the night with light and called it progress. But here's what we actually lost: the average person today is exposed to artificial light for 7 to 8 hours after sunset. That light, especially from screens, suppresses melatonin. Your brain can't tell the difference between a light bulb and the sun. I think it's still daytime. It delays sleep, fragments it, disrupts a rhythm that took millions of years to build. People who go camping for just 1 week with zero artificial light have their melatonin cycles reset within days. 300,000 years of programming, waiting right under the surface the whole time. So next time you wake up at 2 a.m. and just lie there in the dark, maybe that's not your body malfunctioning. Maybe it's your body remembering exactly what it was built to do. If this changed how you think about sleep, subscribe, we dig into stuff like this every week.